taken Emil back into the dressing room, and I imagine he's back there now talking with the reporters, and the cameramen are shooting pictures of him. They're having a good time with the old champion, and we're waiting now for Wilfredo Benitez to come into the ring. Harold Sweet as Sugar Weston, that's what he's got on the back of his robe. Sweet as Sugar, Harold Weston. That's his dad there on the left, with his arms on the top of the road, just looking at him. Harold Weston, sure he can win this one. Big one for him, the biggest one of his whole career. Harold Weston has won 20, he's lost 6, and he has 3 draws. He's knocked out 5 opponents. We're going to have some prominent people, fighters up in the ring. It's a real good night at Madison Square Garden. It's a real fight night, and there's no crowd like a fight crowd, I don't think. Basketball, hockey, all the other sports, the sound comes out of the throat. When they yell at a fight, the sound comes right out of the belly. There's no crowd like a fight crowd, believe me, you. Up in the ring, we have some young men who are going to fight in Madison Square Garden. I see Vito Antuofermo up there. Mike Rossman is here. Charlie Fusari, you remember him? There he is walking over here now, shaking hands with a guy that I'm going to call and have called for many, many years, greatest fighter I have ever seen in my life, Willie Pep. They'll all be introduced to you. You know, it's a shame to call Willie Pep a better fighter than Ray Robinson, but it happens to be my personal opinion. And the reason I say that is when I saw Ray Robinson fight, I used to, you know, hope he'd knock somebody out. But when I saw Willie Pep fight, I used to hope he didn't knock anybody out because I wanted to see 15 rounds of him. He was a master. He's in the ring, and Vito Antuofermo, Mike Rossman. And there's a new fighter in the ring, Jerry Cooney. He's going to fight his first professional fight on March 2nd here in Madison Square Garden. And Howard Davis is here, the Olympic champion. They'll all be introduced to you. And I see Tom the Bomb Bethea also. So we got a lot of heavy hitters up in that ring tonight. Jerry Cooney. That's him. You can see him on the right of your screen, the big tall fellow with his arm on the top of the rope, right over the head of that man who was standing in our way. There he is, Jerry Cooney. Comes from Huntington, Long Island. And they're waiting for Benitez to come in. I think he has finally arrived. Here he comes. There's Arthur McCanty. He looks a little bit tired after his 10-round bout. He's gone a lot of bouts, though. He's gone 15 rounds many, many times. He's very, very good condition. One of the finest referees in the world, if not the finest. Now Jackie Lee is going to tell us who we have here tonight.
Ladies and gentlemen, before we introduce the principals of tonight's main event, we'd like to introduce some of the gentlemen in the ring at this time. Here is middleweight Vito Antuofermo. Heavyweight Tom the Bomb Bethea.
Both 5 points, but different points in the 9th and 10th.
A youngster, former Golden Glove champion, who will be on the next Madison Square Garden show, March 2nd. Here is heavyweight Jerry Cooney.
Jerry Cooney, that's the young man I was telling you about. He's a hitter, this guy. He can really hit. He fought against the Russians here in the Garden as an amateur.
Former champions of the past.
Knocked out his opponent with 1 punch.
The middleweight and welterweight contender in Madison Square Garden for many bouts past years. The Irvington, New Jersey milkman, Charlie Fusari.
Charlie Fusari, what a fighter he was. What a fighter he was. Look at him, he's still in good shape.
Former great featherweight champions of the world. It's hard to separate them even today.
Boy, they're going to bring it to them then.
Sadler and Willie Pep.
Got to bring them in together. You're right, Jackie Lee. Sandy Sadler and Willie Pep. And if you're old enough to remember the fights that they had, you remember some real wars. They threw the rule book away when they fought.
In the ring at this time,
Two great fights, two great champions.
debut professionally on the CBS Sports Spectacular 4 weeks
This
ago.
will be Howard Davis.
He is the gold medal Olympic winner, Howard Davis from Glen Cove, Long Island.
Howard Davis, there he is. He won a gold medal in Montreal. I was there to see it.
Carlos Gonzalez in a special 6-round added attraction here at Madison Square Garden.
He's going to fight on the Norton Bobbitt card.
March 2nd. Also
so come
on
and
that
see
same
Howard
card
Davis.
is Mike Rossman, who meets Mike Quarry in an 11-round
Mike Rossman
match here at the Garden on March 2nd.
Turnersville, New Jersey.
Rossman just beat Quarry in a sensational fight.
He's going to fight Mike Quarry on March the 2nd. It's also part of the Norton Bobbitt card, so it's going to be a great fight night here March 2nd. So come on over and see us.
Ladies and gentlemen, in the ring also, gentlemen who just fought George Foreman the past week and put up a great battle against him, Pedro Augusto.
Pedro Augusto, he's another gutsy guy. He fought a great fight. Not a great fight. He fought a gutsy fight
in the main
George
event
Foreman.
here at Madison
Took a lot of
Square
punishment.
Garden on March 2nd, the most important heavyweight fight of the year will take place. It brings together unbeaten Dwayne Bobbitt, who has won 38 straight fights, and he will meet the man who many consider the uncrowned heavyweight champion of the world, Ken Norton.
That's Jackie Lee telling
Remember,
the folks
that's
here about the
Wednesday,
Dwayne
March
Bobbitt Ken
2nd
Norton
here
fight
at
on March
Madison
2nd.
Square Garden.
Mike Rossman and Mike Quarry on the same card.
This is the main event of the evening.
Here we go.
10 rounds of boxing. Officials sanctioned by the New York State Athletic Commission. James A. Farley, Jr., Chairman. Your judges, Harold Lederman and Al Reed. The timekeeper, Fred Abatello. The referee for the main event is Johnny LoBianco. Introducing from New York City, wearing the black trunks, he weighs 146 pounds. Here is Harold Weston.
Harold Weston, Jackie Lee left
His
out the
opponent
junior.
this evening from Puerto Rico, wearing the white trunks trimmed in red, 144 3/4 pounds, unbeaten, Wilfredo Benitez.
Wilfredo Benitez, the junior welterweight champion of the
10
world,
rounds, main event of
undefeated
the
in
evening.
26 fights. Can he make it 27? Harold Weston says, no, I'm taking a chance on giving up a shot at the world welterweight title because I want to prove to everybody I can beat this guy they call the best fighter in the world. Let's find out. The man with his back to you, this is Puerto Rico Benitez, sporting goods on the back. That's Wilfredo's father, Gregorio Benitez. See that? You get a little successful, you go right into business. Benitez Sporting Goods. Want to buy some nice sporting goods? Take a run down to Puerto Rico. I'll get you a break on them. I know Gregorio. Okay, we're ready to go now. Round one, a 10-round bout. Welterweights, Harold Weston, 146 pounds. Wilfredo Benitez in the white trunks, 144 3/4. Round one. Wilfredo Benitez, the junior welterweight champion. Harold Weston, the number 2 ranking welterweight in the world. I don't know any weak points that Wilfredo Benitez has. If Harold has any at all, it's he might be susceptible to a right hand. I've seen him get down a few times, and it always has been from a right hand. Benitez very cool, very calm, very sure of himself. 18 years old, won the world title when he was 17. The youngest champion in the history of boxing. The youngest active fighter in boxing right now. You just saw the oldest, Emil Griffith. Now you see the youngest. That's Wilfredo Benitez in the white trunks, and we have less than 2 minutes to go in round one. Both feeling each other out, both looking for an opening, both looking for a chance to land some leather. Wilfredo is pretty much of a counterpuncher. He likes to lay back there and wait for his opponent to come at him. Unless, of course, if he has his man hurt, then he moves in, takes over. Weston is an aggressive fighter. He comes at you. One minute to go, round one. Weston missed with a wild left hook. Johnny LoBianco is the referee for this one. Wilfredo Benitez, 18 years old, has a brother Frankie who is also a fighter. He's got a record of 25-2. But he's not the fighter that Wilfredo is. May be someday, but he isn't right now. That's the end of round one. And we'll follow Wilfredo Benitez to his corner. There he is, the champion. 18 years old. Has never done anything but fight. That's the only thing he's known since he was 6 years old, and that's when he started. Down in Puerto Rico, he's a national hero. And we have his name spelled wrong. Wilfredo Benitez. Very kind of a loose kid, you know. He's attaboy. We got the name spelled right. Very sure of himself, even walking down the street. Came to New York. He didn't even have an overcoat. The day he came, it was freezing in New York. He went out and bought a big teddy bear coat. Now he doesn't want to take it off even when he goes to sleep. He's used to that hot weather. He wears the gloves around the house. Which reminds me, I loaned him one of my coats, and I hope I get it back. I'll have to remind him after the fight. Round two. Wilfredo Benitez in the white trunks and Harold Weston in the black. Right hand by Harold Weston on the button didn't do any damage to Benitez. Weston is moving in. By the time he gets that right hand around, Benitez is gone somewhere. Be a lot better off throwing it to the body than trying to hit the head. Benitez, an excellent boxer. Not a classic boxer. Doesn't dance around the ring. Doesn't use up the ring. Doesn't put on a lot of, do a lot of hot dogging. He just stands there and he fights. Can move his body as fast as his legs. 2 minutes to go. Round two. Harold Weston, a product of the Golden Gloves. He's a Golden Glove champion too. Trained very hard under the guidance of Gil Clancy for quite a few years now, and he's still a young fellow. Harold Weston is not quite 22 yet. Harold's trying to get that right hand across. He must have something in mind. He must think that he can do it. He's watched a lot of films on Benitez while he was training, studied him. Right hand to the body by Weston. Good right hand. No damage, but a good blow. Points. 1 minute to go, round two.
Move around, move around.
Weston has been forcing the fight. He's been making the fight, as they say in boxing. He's been the aggressor. Benitez standing there waiting for him to come at him, try to catch him with a right hand or a hook. Right hand landed by Harold Weston. Not enough force. Benitez has 18 knockouts. That's the end of round 2. Benitez has 18 knockouts, so he's able to do the job. Harold Weston has only 5 knockouts in 29 fights. He's got a record of 20 wins, 6 losses, and 3 draws. And Wilfredo Benitez, 26 wins and no losses, no draws, and he's knocked out 18 of the 26 opponents he's faced. There's Harold Weston Jr. with his father standing in front of him, giving him instructions, and it's Weston talking to Gil Clancy now. On the other side of the ropes, it's Bernard Forbes. This is pretty much of a family, these people. They all trained in the same gym, the Stoll RAC, and in the other corner, we have another young man by the name of Hiram Manzanet who is working in that corner. He runs the Stoll RAC, and it's practically a boxing school. Getting ready now for round 3.
Round 3.
There's Johnny LoBianco waiting for them to come out, and here we go. Round 3, that's Wilfredo Benitez in the white, Harold Weston Jr. in the black. No real solid blows yet in the fight. Weston has been the aggressor. Got his right hand across a few times. Not enough power in it to do any damage. Ten-round bout. We're in the 3rd round. It's John Condon at Madison Square Garden. A good night at Madison Square Garden. A lot of people here for this triple header. Every fight tonight has been a good one. Harold Weston wants the world welterweight title, taking a big chance tonight against Wilfredo Benitez. I got it mixed up with his father. Wilfredo Benitez could spoil Harold's chances. 2 minutes to go, round 3. Good stiff jab by Harold, another one. First one was a good one. Right hand by Harold. Harold is scoring a lot of points. They say that Wilfredo Benitez's hands are very fast, but right now in these 3 rounds so far, it's been Harold Weston with the fast hands. Tries to feint him and throw a left hook, didn't work, he blocked it. Weston in excellent physical shape, and so is Benitez. Weston worked particularly hard for this fight, as trainers tell me. 1 minute to go, round 3. Product of New York City, Harold Weston. Golden Glove champion. Fought his way up the professional ladder to the point where he is now the number 2 welterweight. Wilfredo going to work a little bit now. Harold still the aggressor, still moving in. Benitez, flat stance. Stands there waiting for Harold to come at him. That's the end of round 3. That's Wilfredo Benitez we're looking at now. Young man that doesn't want to do anything but fight for a living. I imagine if he wasn't a professional fighter, he'd be fighting just for the sake of fighting. He loves it. He's like Roberto Duran, the lightweight champion. Used to go down to the beaches in Panama, arrange a fight with somebody on his block, and they go down to the beach and fight it out. Wilfredo Benitez is the same type, only he doesn't go to the beach. Brother Frankie, as I told you before, is a good fighter. He's got a record of 25-2, but there was a time when he started to take it a little bit easy in training, and his father Gregorio said, get out of the gym, you don't belong in here. You want to be a lover, you want to be a fighter, you have to make up your mind. So he went away for a while, came back, made up his mind he wanted to be a fighter. Here we go with round number 4. That's Harold Weston in the black trunks, Wilfredo Benitez in the white. Johnny LoBianco, the referee. 10-round bout. A lot of heavy blows been struck tonight in the 3 fights, and there hasn't been one knockdown all night in the 3 main events. Both of these young boys, real experts, real workmen. They know what they want to do. They just wait for the time to do it. Both of them well equipped. Two minutes to go, round 4. Harold moves in, throws both hands. The right hand went around the head. Harold caught the tail end of a right hand. No damage, no apparent damage. It's going to be a hard fight as it goes along. This is the 4th round. Over 6 to go. It's going to be a hard one. One minute to go, round 4. Benitez up to now is a little off his feet, I'd have to say. He's not as sharp as we're used to seeing him. Not putting it together. Maybe he'll come on. Sure he will. Weston has been taking the play away from him. He's not allowing Benitez to get the offense going. There were good blows to the body, but they were soft. They were not heavy blows. Now Benitez is going to work a little bit. He's starting to use up the ring. He's moving around, concentrating on the body. Watch him switch to the head. There it goes, the right hand. That's the end of round 4, and it was a good one. It's the best round of the fight so far. Benitez in his corner. Very, very good shape. Not breathing hard. He's not tired. Doesn't show any signs of it. And Harold Weston is the same. Here's the middle of the last round that we saw, and watch Benitez now. Both landed. Both landed left hands. There's a right hand, a real good right hand by Harold Weston. Didn't have that much force. Another right hand by Benitez. Harold Weston's right hand landed as he was going back, so the force was taken away from it by his moving back. Okay, coming up now to round number 5. Both fighters are standing up in their corners. Out they go. Round number 5. Johnny LoBianco, the referee. And the pace has picked up quite a bit in the last round. And I imagine it'll get faster as we go along from now on. Benitez has come out of his shell. He looks like the Wilfredo Benitez that we know. And he says to Harold Weston, let's go. Loves to fight, Wilfredo Benitez. Just loves it. Now I think he's going to go to work. That's Wilfredo Benitez in the wide. Keep your eye on him. He's saying something. He's talking to Harold Weston as he's fighting him. Talking to him now. Never won a fight by talking to your opponent, Wilfredo. There he goes. Now he switched to a southpaw stance. Throws the left hand. He's got Harold a little befuddled right now. 2 minutes to go, round 5. Take a look at a guy who knows what he's doing now, Wilfredo Benitez. He switched to a southpaw stance. I don't know why. He's not known for it. Now he's back. He's got Harold Weston all figured out, and he went to work. It took him a couple of rounds to do it, and that's what he was doing. He was making a blueprint of Harold Weston, and now he's got him figured out, and he's going to fight his fight. Good right hand by Wilfredo Benitez. Smiling at him. Hits on top of the head, and he smiles at him now. And he caught a left hook that knocked the grin right off his face. And he's smiling again now. He's intimidating Harold Weston, or at least trying to. He's got his crowd here, he's got his fans here, and he wants to put on a show for them. 1 minute to go, round 5. He isn't here that often. He wants them to see how good he really is. He's the junior welterweight champion, and right now he looks every bit of it. Harold is still trying to do the job that he has in mind, but Wilfredo was taking the play away from him much faster than he was in the first 3 rounds. A much different fight than the first 3 rounds. Taking the play away from Harold altogether now. He's not hurting Harold. He's hitting him with good punches, but Harold doesn't appear to be hurt to any great extent. That was a good right hand, right uppercut. And inside, Harold's trying to work, but Benitez comes across with combinations, and Harold has to stop. He's an unorthodox fighter in a way. The way he threw that left hook to the body. That's the end of round 5. And the crowd here at Madison Square Garden loved it. Listen to them. Well, Harold Weston looked like he had things going pretty good for himself in those first 3 rounds, and then all of a sudden, after Wilfredo Benitez had Weston's offense all figured out, he went to work. And now, as I said earlier, he did not look like the Benitez that we knew, but now he does. In these last couple of rounds, he really looks like a champion, and he's fighting like one. I think he's going to give the fans here a treat. However, Harold Weston is a dangerous fighter. Trained real hard for this fight. Has to win it to stay on the top. So he's going to give it everything he's got. There's the warning buzzer for round number 6. And we'll be ready in a few seconds. Referee is Johnny LoBianco. This is John Condon at Madison Square Garden, and here we go with round number 6. Wilfredo Benitez in the white, Harold Weston in the black trunks. Don't go away from this one. Anything could happen any minute. Harold missed with a right hand and almost landed in our lap. Good stiff jab by Benitez. Benitez is stopping Weston's offense with his own offense. When Harold gets set, tries to throw a punch, Benitez beats him to the punch. 2 minutes to go, round 6. In the corner, Weston working real hard, smiling at Harold Weston. As I said, he's trying to intimidate him, and he's not doing a good job at it. Harold won't be intimidated. switches to a southpaw style every once in a while for no particular reason. I don't think there's anything wrong with his hands. There could be a reason why he would do that, but he doesn't show any indication of an injured hand at all. You're looking at a young man who enjoys fighting. He enjoys every bit of it. He even enjoys the training. He enjoys the running in the mornings, the cold mornings, and the gym work and everything else. Less than a minute to go in round 6. Harold caught him with a few head punches. Didn't seem to bother him, but there were a couple of good punches in there by Harold. A left and 2 rights. Harold's mistake right now is standing there slugging with him. He should use up the ring, move around, try to box him. Benitez is having a good time at the moment. And Harold is having a problem. He can't figure him out. He can't figure out this offense. He switches from straight up to a southpaw offense. And every once in a while, Harold must be saying to him, where are you? Where are you going? Stand still a minute so I can hit you. Good right uppercut by Benitez. That's the end of round 6. And Benitez goes to his corner smiling. Big grin on his face. There's a good shot of the Madison Square Garden ring. Very famous ring. It's been in Madison Square Garden since 1925. All the great fighters fought in that ring. You saw a couple of them before. Sandy Sadler and Willie Pep. Rocky Marciano, Joe Louis, Muhammad Ali, Joe Frazier, you name the great champion, and he fought in this ring. Let's take a look at this exchange. This was a rather wild exchange. There's a good left by Harold Weston. Now a right by Weston. Benitez just rides with the punches. Now Harold catches a left first and then a right. Now another left, but he blocked part of it. And it was Benitez pouring it on at the end. Here we go, round number 7. And Harold Weston has a little cut over the left eye. Wasn't too noticeable in the last round, but there's a patchwork on it, and Bob Waters of Newsday tipped me off to it. He's got a little bit of a cut on his left eye. We're in round 7 of a 10-round fight. Wilfredo Benitez throwing punches one after the other and smiling all the time he's doing it. Oh, he caught a good right hand by Harold Weston, and he comes out smiling. Everything that happens to this kid, he ends up smiling. He's a southpaw again now. He must be a real tough guy to fight. 2 minutes to go, round 7. I told you it'd be a tough fight, and it is. It's a hard fight. Now that cut is bothering Harold a little bit. It's bleeding. It could be trouble. Benitez works on it, and he's looking to do that. It could mean a lot of trouble for Harold Weston. Could have come from a punch, could have come from a butt. You'll never know. 2 right hands, both of them glanced off that cut. Wilfredo Benitez, I don't think would like to win a fight on the cut. I think he'd like to fight 100 rounds if he could. He just enjoys what he's doing, and he has nowhere else to go tonight. Harold still trying to work from inside. Trying to move away and throw that right hand and catch him. Working good inside, less than a minute to go. Round 7. Harold had a good time in there. And that inside work, a right hand. He catches a right hand by Benitez. Benitez completely relaxed, loose. Doesn't appear to be bothered at all by Weston. Punches don't seem to do him any harm at all. Just takes him and comes back with his own big one. Body punches by Harold Weston. Must be a little discouraging. Didn't bother Benitez at all. Both of these fighters in excellent shape. The color over Harold Weston's eyes leaking just a little bit. He'll fix it up when he goes back to his corner at the end of this round. There it is. That's the end of round 7. If you've ever wondered what they do with a cut eye when they get into a corner, it's a little difficult to tell you because most trainers, you see Gil Clancy now with that cotton swab that I was telling you about before that he had behind his ear. Now he's using it for a cut eye. Whatever the solution is that's on, and not allowed to use it, because if they do and it should leak into a fighter's eye, it could cause very, very severe damage. So it's against the law to use that. Okay, round number 8. Wilfredo Benitez in the white and Harold Weston in the black. And this is a fight. This is a good fight. There are 11,000 people here in Madison Square Garden tonight. See these two young fellows and all the other young fighters who were in here, and that one old fighter who won his fight, and they're enjoying it. It's as I said earlier, it's a fight guys fight night. It's the kind of fights they want to see. These are the fights they used to see in the old Ridgewood Grove, St. Nicholas Palace, St. Nicholas Arena, and the old Madison Square Garden on Friday nights. It's not Friday, it's Wednesday, but the fights are still good. Many more to come here at Madison Square Garden, and the big one, March 2nd, Dwayne Bobbick and Ken Norton. Don't forget it. Mark it down. Be here. Benitez is talking to him. He almost looks like he's singing. Very unusual young man. And he says, come on, Harold, let's fight. He's giving him a little stuff now. He's fast. He's really fast. Fast right hand, he just ducked under it. Plenty of time. He's fast with his body. He doesn't want to be fast with his legs because if he does use his legs, he's not able to dig in and punch as good as he does. No, he's body fast, not leg fast. 1 minute to go. Round 8. The cut is leaking a little bit again. Bernard Forbes is screaming from the corner. Advice to Harold Weston. None of which he can hear, I'm sure. Benitez keeps smiling, keeps punching. He says, come on. You could hear it. Come on, he's saying. Come on, punch, he says. Come on, come on. He's yelling it loud now. You can almost hear it all over the arena. Come on, punch, what he says. And that's the end of round 8. That's the end of the punching. They put the solution on. They put a little powder of some kind on. They put a little Vaseline over that to make it a complete unit. And look at this. Look at this. Well, we're going to get a little Muhammad Ali here now with the feet. Don't try it, Wilfredo. There's only one guy who can do it. Imagine what kind of a ball Benitez would have with somebody not as tough as Weston. Probably run around the top of the ropes for laughs. Two minutes to go, round 9. Weston got off a good right hand to the body. Benitez just brushed it off. Early part of the fight, it was Weston, first 3 rounds, and then Benitez took the play away from him completely. He just figured, well, is that all you got, Harold? Let's go. Let me show you what I've got. And from then on, it's been Benitez. Teddy Brenner, the Garden matchmaker, has offered Roberto Duran, the lightweight champion, $100,000 to fight Benitez for the junior welterweight title. And he's waiting to hear from Duran. If I were Duran, I'd do a lot of thinking. Of course, he has nothing to lose. He'll keep his lightweight title, and he can pick up $100,000. So in that respect, it might not be a bad idea. Less than a minute to go, round 9. Benitez is now looking out into the crowd as much as to say, hello, Joe, hello, Harry. I'm having fun up here. Harold Weston took a big gamble in this fight. He's the leading contender for a welterweight shot. A loss here tonight is going to set him back a little bit. The eye is all right. The blood has stopped, at least for now. And he's still talking to him. Benitez is still talking to Weston. And that's the end of round 9. He's got one more round to talk. And whatever it is, I think it's Weston's antics. The crowd here does not like the way he's handling himself. They booed him at the end of the round. He's hot-dogging around the ring, and he's trying to intimidate Weston, as I told you earlier. The crowd here does not like that. Like it or not, talking from a pure boxing standpoint, Wilfredo Benitez is a joy to watch. It's not often you see a young fighter. And remember, he's 18 years old. He's the youngest fighter in boxing, the youngest boy ever to win a world title at the age of 17. He won it in Puerto Rico, where you can win titles at 17. In New York, you have to be 18 to fight 10 rounds. Okay, the 10th and final round. Johnny LoBianco makes them touch gloves, shake hands, so to speak, and we're off. And I think Benitez might have in mind to put on some kind of a show for you in this last round. Wide stance, flat-footed. Very unusual for a good fighter to have a wide stance, but he digs in with it. Feet are wide, you get hit, you could go down very easily. It's one of the fundamentals of boxing they teach you. Stance is too wide, it's no good, and look how wide his is. But I guess when you can fight the way he does, I guess you could violate some of the rules and get away with them, such as Muhammad Ali. Violated a lot of rules, gets away with it because he was a great fighter. Did I say was? Two minutes to go in the 10th round. Harold's trying to get it together. It might be a little too late. Benitez came to New York weighing 141 pounds, and he had built up to 144 3/4, which is what he is for tonight's fight. Usually they have to take weight off. He had to build himself up. Oh, he caught a right hand going away. Weston threw a right hand that caught him right on the chin. 1 minute to go in the round, last round. Body punches, good ones by Harold Weston. Whatever you got left now, Harold. Show it all. You need it. Benitez is not smiling in this round. Very serious. Not turning it on either yet. Right now, I think Harold is stealing the round from him. He's been the aggressor, and he's got in the better punches. Long left hook by Benitez. That's the end of the round. That's the end of the fight. Benitez and Harold Weston embrace. After intimidating him for a whole fight, he now embraces him and says, "Nice fight, kid." We'll have the official decision in a little while. I don't think there's any doubt in your mind. There's certainly none in mine. Well, it was a great night here at Madison Square Garden for boxing. The crowd enjoyed it. Every fight a good fight. We're going to take another look at that punch that Harold Weston threw. This is the best punch that he threw all night. Left hook, good shot. Right hand. Too bad he didn't throw that more all night long. Too late, Harold, I think. However, we'll wait for the final decision. Everybody is leaving here very happy. They've had a good night. 3 10-round bouts. No knockdowns. Good quality fights. And we're going to have more out of Madison Square Garden. Don't forget the big one on March the 2nd. Kenny Norton and Dwayne Bobbick. And on the same card, Mike Rossman and Mike Quarry. 11 rounds for the two Mikes. Eddie Brennan wanted it 11 rounds to diminish the chances of a draw. And the Norton-Bobbick fight will be 12 rounds. Here's the official decision.
Ladies and gentlemen, the officials call this match a draw.
A draw.
A draw.
Okay. The officials call the match a draw. It is not a popular decision here in the Garden.
Ladies and gentlemen, don't forget Wednesday night, March 2nd, the 12-round.
Personally, I thought that Benitez had the fight. It's a draw. That's what the officials say. That's what it'll be, and just fine for young Harold Weston and Wilfredo Benitez.
Tickets are on sale now at the Madison Square Garden box office.
Bill Clancy's very happy. He hasn't had a loser all night. He ended up with a draw in the last one. Harold Weston pulled it out in the last round.